Hey guys, welcome back to Hope, Heal, and Shine. Guys, welcome to our first week of the new year. This is the Learn Week. And as I said before, learning these things in my past helped save my life. So this is the week that I am dedicating to passing on facts about sexual assault and rape and abuse, in the hopes that that information might help somebody recognize a bad situation that they might be in and to then get out and get help, which is exactly what it did for me. So without further ado, here is our first week of Learn. And I'm just going to share a few quick thoughts about consent. So when I was in my class, we learned that the definition of rape was anything less than an enthusiastic yes. Now what that means is that an enthusiastic yes can be given verbally or it can be given non-verbally, but verbally is usually the safest bet. And the reason that that is important is because there are some people who cannot physically say words when they are in a state of terror or panic. That is a natural response their body has. You may have heard of fight or flight. Well, there's another one called freeze. And freeze is a very common reaction, but that is a natural biological response. And it is one that you can overcome, but you have to overcome it through training. And that's not taking a self-defense class in a safe area, because you're not engaging those chemicals in your body that are going to initiate the fear response. No, the only kind of training that can help you really overcome a fear response is to be training in a fearful situation and then learn how to fight or flight instead of freeze. So that is why no response at all does not equal yes. I remember when I was dating my abuser, constantly, I would think, I wish that when I said no, I could say it in a way that he would understand I meant no. And the blame was always back on me, both from him and myself, because I was saying no. And sometimes I would say it verbally, or sometimes I'd say no. Sometimes I would say stop. Sometimes I would just try to move his hands or move my body in a way that was very clear I was not comfortable with this. If somebody is putting their hand somewhere you don't want and you move their hand and they move it back, that is sexual assault, because that is a clear no and they are disrespecting that boundary. That is technically sexual assault. So knowing those definitions is very important for both males and females, because, both males and females can be predators, by the way, and victims. But also, I think that so often in our culture, men are taught that your job is to be sexual and your job is to initiate it and your job is to just get it no matter what. And that is, whether that is literally taught to somebody or not, it is a message that is received over and over again through movies and music and internet pornography. And so it is such an important message for men to realize your answer, no, is no. It doesn't mean keep trying and keep trying to change my answer. It doesn't mean persuade me. It means no. And you know what? That answer may change later, but you don't keep pushing in the moment. When someone says no, you're done, okay? And you need to respect that. It also doesn't mean that if you kissed a person last week, then you're just automatically entitled to kiss them again. No, or any other degree of sexual consent you have been given in the past does not give you a free pass to that activity again in the future. That is not the way consent works. You have to be given consent every single time. What somebody is wearing, if you find it to be flirtatious or provocative, that is not consent. No. An enthusiastic consent is head nods or gestures or verbally. It is somebody initiating the action themselves. That's obviously consenting. But what consent is not is silence or a no that you didn't want to accept. That doesn't count. Very often I would try to say no or stop, and my abuser would cover my mouth either with his hand or with his mouth. And in that moment, he would pretend like he was being romantic by trying to kiss me, but we both knew that was never his intention. He would also tell me constantly if I would say, I don't want this, he would tell me, yes, you do. You like it. No, not okay. So if any of this for you is raising red flags and you're like, wow, that happened to me. Yeah, honey, that's called sexual assault and or rape. The difference between sexual assault and rape is sexual assault is sexual activity of any kind that is unwanted and not consensual. Rape is when sexual assault progresses to the point of penetration. So that is the difference between sexual assault and rape. So consent, sexual assault, rape, all of those are definitions I really feel everyone should know by age 16 at least. I don't know. But it's very important that this information is shared. So if you think this could help somebody, please feel free to share it. Literally, I'm not even kidding. Learning this kind of stuff, as well as things I will talk about in future videos, but learning this is what got me out of my abusive relationship, because I didn't recognize it as abuse because I wasn't being punched. That's what movies I saw depicted as abuse. I did not know that someone who cared about you could be doing these things. I thought rape was by a stranger in a dark alley and you were forced down and you're fighting with all your strength. Like, I didn't know that you could be too scared to say no to somebody because of the consequences, and that coercion makes it rape, and that you saying no, even if they then tell you no means yes, or yes, you do want this, and you think, oh, I wish I would have just been able to express it in a way that he actually understood. I actually meant no. No, honey, that's rape. That's rape. That's not okay. It's not your fault. That's on him. So those are the things that I didn't know for a year. And then learning them is what saved me. So please, if this is your life, reach out to somebody. Reach out for help. Reach out to someone who's healthy and understands these things, because reaching out to the wrong people, unfortunately, can make it even worse. So reach out to someone who you trust, someone who is not necessarily close to your abuser, because that can make it really complicated for them and they might not handle it very well. So reaching out to someone who is on your side and only your side, that's kind of what you need when it's the first person you talk to, the first person you reach out to. I mean, ideas for who that person might be. It might be a family member or a close friend. It might be a teacher. For me, it was a teacher, because the teacher is the one who taught me those things. I reached out to that professor and I shot him an email just saying, like, I don't know what to even think about this lesson we had today, but I think I was raped. And his response was, you have no idea how many of these letters I get every year. You are not alone, and this is not a small issue. This isn't just a little thing that should be brushed off. You're not making too big a deal of it. This is something that needs to stop, and if you're in the middle of this situation, there is help and there is hope. You can get out of it. You can find the resources to heal. I promise you, you are worth more than being treated like this. There is hope on the other side. I promise you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if there are people you feel this video could help, share it. Please share it. Literally, you could be saving a life. And if you have any questions, please, again, feel free to message me. I'm always happy to help where I can. Not an expert, just here to share my story. Love you guys so much, and I'm so excited for 2021. Happy New Year. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.